All right, so we started ROI Creatives for people who needed to get a lot of content for social media, or even just some content for social media and their brand and their website, and just didn't have the energy or the time or the money even to make it work. What we're trying to solve with this program is how can clients spend the least amount of time, money, and energy, but get the most content and results from that content. That's how ROI Creatives was born, and it is perfect for people who hate social media, especially if they hate social media, because the whole problem with social media is that it just eats content. You need more and more and more, tons and tons of it, right? So it's perfect for folks that hate social media, but you know you need to do it. You know you need to be posting. We generate a ton of content for those kind of brands. It's also phenomenal for folks who can't advertise, or it's tough to advertise. Folks in restricted spaces like the cannabis industry, right, CBD industry, folks who are selling those kinds of products, because you've got to go organic. And if you go organic, you're not going to get anywhere near as much reach, so you need to be posting a heck of a lot more. So that's what this program is for, get you a ton of content to post to all those different channels. It's also really great for folks who are trying to become an authority in an industry, right? You can't become an authority in an industry and people look you up on LinkedIn and you have no posts, or they look you up on Facebook and you have no content, right? You have that authority by taking a lot of your content and repurposing it for all these different social channels. You can't just be on one channel anymore these days. So this all started from a client who came to us and had a problem. She was like, look, I want to work with you guys to repurpose a ton of content for my brand, but I don't actually have content to start with, right? I need help generating content. And she was getting quoted thousands of dollars for posts. I started asking around to other clients. I said, hey, how much do you guys pay? Especially the ones that had a lot of really polished, good looking content. They're like, oh yeah, that Kickstarter video cost us $5,000. Or that production that we did where we got 2 videos out of it, 2 minutes each, super high production value, was $40,000, right? I was like, that's way too expensive. How about you give us a shot? Why don't we try it and see if we can make the content? Because that also is stuff that's just gonna live on. It's just 2 videos, it's 2 posts, and they didn't even get any of the raw footage or anything. That's why we created ROI Creatives. It was way too expensive to get what you need for social media content. So here's how we do it. So first we bring the client in and we start working them through a production, right? We walk them in, we get them hair and makeup, we get a studio set up, we get directors, we get all this set up for them, and then it turns into this polished content, right? So this is a founder video behind the scenes. What we noticed was a lot of clients don't have really good founder story. Their story isn't being told properly on their About Us page, right? So we make this 2 angles, 4K footage, looks really good. We also invite customers from the brand in and do kind of or even just onlookers to get kind of a studio audience type of vibe, right? Same day. So already we're above the $40,000 production that only got 2. There's 2 videos for you, right? Then we filmed B-roll that same day as well, right? And got all this footage that can be spliced together with the founder story, with the round table footage to make all kinds of content, right? And then the granddaddy of them all, we did a 73 questions Vogue style interview where it was just Q&A. This is phenomenal for SEO, right? Because each one of these videos we can snip it, use it great for social media because now we have the question, the answer, and the captions, but we can also put it as blog posts on our website so that we can rank for the frequently asked questions section of Google, right? And get all of that SEO juice coming to the website. And this is where we get a lot of organic traffic really well, because it enhances the SEO. Because now when someone searches in the search results, we're hitting the image results. We're hit on that one blog post, we put images, which are screenshots of this, and the alt text is updated with the question and answer. We're hitting the image results, we're hitting the video results, because this is also on YouTube, and we're hitting the frequently asked questions results, and we're hitting that organic result as well for the text and the blog post. And all it took was stripping the transcript and putting snippets of the video, right? So very well robust, especially in an organic setting with like she's a CBD brand, so she can't advertise. So she's gonna need the organic, like the SEO, the podcast, the YouTube. We even created her a YouTube channel, right? So once we filmed all that footage, and she had a lot of products too, and she was getting quoted outrageous prices to take product photos, we just assembly lined this thing and made a bunch of photos as part of the package. Then we filmed a bunch of products as well, so not just photos but products. And then we filmed lower quality. You notice how high quality these are. These were on the production days. But the next day we filmed TikTok content, simple stuff that she can use on her TikTok, short form content, because organic is the play, right? Podcast, YouTube channel, social media, those are the things that we needed to do for her, right? Blog, but they turned into all of these different categories of footage, right? We were able to make over 100 posts just to start for her, right? This is the whole list of stuff that we're going to make, and then it's going to be pushed out into all these platforms, right? This is what separates us from regular old creative agency. Creative agencies, when they're done with the content, here's your Dropbox, good luck. But with us, we create it into a format that you can use to amplify your brand and your message, right? So we create the copy and the captions for you. We create emails based on the content that we got. We create a social media account, which I'll show you here in a second, to actually publish it. So you don't even have to lift a finger to publish the posts, right? We automate the publishing of the posts as well. Create a content calendar, get your profile photos and bios. How many creative agencies actually will shoot your footage and then also work on your profile photos and bios? We take care of that too. All your different products, we take care of all the products, create blog posts, set up an Anchor account so that we can get your podcast like hers. She didn't have a podcast before working with us, and now she's got a podcast so she can continue, right? This is her scheduler. We upload the posts, and we make a content calendar, then we start to upload them. Look, these green ones are already being sent out, And so then, added bonus is we can use these on her website, right? This is what her website looks like now, and it's still a work in progress. We're still improving it. I pulled up the Wayback Machine. Take a look at what it looked like just a month ago. These images are nowhere near what they are now. They were good, they did the job, but this site can be enhanced just by creative. And we always tell people, don't start with a website redesign. Don't go pay for a huge redesign. Let's redo your imagery. If we can redo the imagery, your site will really pop. And like I said, this is what separates us from just being a creative agency. We're actually a marketing agency that does marketing. So we have a purpose for the content. The end result for us is not just the content, right? Where it's on a Dropbox. We want it to be purpose driven so that the brand can be elevated and make the most money they can off their investment of time, money, and energy in the content production. So we need to use it everywhere. Spray it on every social media channel, spray it on every blog post they have, spray it on every podcast. Use all the channels we can, especially in those restricted industries like cannabis and CBD dispensaries and those environments where they can't run ads. They need to get as much reach as possible. And you don't need one awesome 2-minute video. You need hundreds of posts going out every month, right? Constantly, so that you can get all the reach. Because a lot of people think that growth on social media is hard, building up a big audience and getting a lot of views. It's not. If you think about it, instead of trying to get one video ranking to get 1,000 views, just put out 10 videos to get 100 views. Bang, problem solved. Well, you need a volume of content for that. And that's what ROI Creatives is all about. And so once we have that content too, the fun doesn't stop. We've shot all that footage. Look at how we amplify it, right? So now with our process, we repurpose that content over and over again by taking the original assets, mashing them together, and coming up with an entirely new piece of content, right? This is what we used to do before, was just editing things together. And we realized, what if we just made the content? Now we can put it together for images, we can put it together for videos, we can put it together for cinemagraphs like this, right? We can make all these different types of content, even just talking head videos, right? That are simple, add some graphics, and bang, all of a sudden it's more interesting for all of these products. We can, if you don't have any content, we can use stock footage. Putting stock footage with the content, there's thousands and thousands of posts you can make from 2 days on set. So that's what ROI Creatives is all about. And I'll give you a little bit more about the theory of kind of how we got to this and how we think about content. So for us, content is broken down into several parts, 4 parts. And the first of which is branded content, right? For us, all brands need content around their brand, their products, and their solution specifically, so that when potential prospects interact with their brand, the brand can put its best foot forward and look as high quality as you are. You actually are a high quality brand, so you should look like it. You shouldn't look like some janky brand that just started yesterday, right? That is, even if that's the truth, you can look good. You can come out the gate swinging, right? So not having a cohesive brand that quickly communicates who you are, by the way, can turn prospects off. So even if you just started, you should look good. It's table stakes now. In 2022, that's the way it is. So we start with branded creative. This is all meant to be like, look at me, look how awesome we are, look how great we are, look how beautiful we are. You need that, right? This is content that demonstrates who you are, why you're amazing, why you can help them. It shows you off in the best possible light and answers any questions or doubts in the prospect's mind about working with you. This, again, we're building from the back of the funnel forward, right? Because they've already decided you're interesting enough to click on the ad, click on the social post, come to your page, sign up for the lead magnet, and look around. So we need content now that's like, there's something in their mind why they haven't booked an appointment, why they haven't scheduled a call, why they haven't purchased yet. This is what your branded content is for. It's built to answer FAQs, SAQs, which are, FAQs are frequently asked questions. SAQs are should have asked questions, right? You have content that people don't normally ask, but they should. And it gives the prospects another way to answer questions on their own and self-serve, in case they're wondering, well, how many pallets can I have if I'm a brand, or all those technical questions that they're not thinking about when they haven't heard of you yet, right? This is bottom of the funnel stuff for you and your brand. It's the easiest and fastest way to upgrade the look and feel of a templated website. You mentioned that you had a templated website, right? And so this content, if it's done well, immediately makes your brand look bigger than it is. Immediately makes your brand look super high quality, right? Way faster than hiring an army of designers to spend 10 grand redesigning your webpage. You don't need to do that. Okay. You just make the content, and then the content works not just for your website, but for all of your platforms, right? Because you can use this branded content everywhere, right? They can be pillar posts on social. So you need your bio. Have you thought about your bio yet for LinkedIn, for Snapchat, for Facebook, for Twitter, for your website, for medium.com, for all the different social platforms, YouTube? Have you thought about your website About Us page, right? Your blog featured images, your FAQ page, your services page, your home page, any kind of collection page, all these different pages all require content and copywriting, right? And this is what Branded Creative is built to make your brand look good with, so that your customer gets their questions answered and book a call. Okay, and emails and blogs. I forgot to say emails too. Your emails also have to look on point and look good. Branded content is built for that, right? Okay, the whole point of me adding this in here is because you mentioned that you have a website, but it's built from a template by a designer and may need a once-over from a marketing perspective. So I completely agree. You need that focus on answering any questions or doubts in the prospect's mind about working with you. All your branded content needs to be built towards that objective. Usually designers aren't building with that objective in mind. They're trying to build you a pretty website. Okay. Second piece is, once you have branded creative that makes you look good and is all about me, look how awesome we are. We all know that customers, prospects, they could care less who you are unless they know how much you care. People don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. That's why the next layer, working from the customer or the build backwards, the next layer is performance creatives, what we like to call ROI creatives, right? Creatives designed to convert, right? Most brands build content around their brand, products, and solutions only. A lot of times brands only build that stuff. They take those gorgeous photos and those are their product shots, or those are their, they do a photo shoot with all the founders and that's their About Us page. And that's all they build. And then they share that on social and wonder why nobody's clicking on their social posts. So they run those as ads, this beautiful slow motion, explainer video about how awesome the brand is, or those cartoon things about their brand and their services. No one's going to click on that on social media. They're scrolling cat memes. That's why we build ROI creatives, right? These are creatives built for performance, right? They're built to connect with social media users by focusing on their problems, pains, and desires. This is content that connects versus the previous branded content, which was content that demonstrates. So we use storytelling. You just think TikTok, anything that works on TikTok works everywhere else, right? So this is the whole goal of this, is to convert someone from a browser to a buyer, from a prospect to a lead, right? So somebody who's just like, I'm scrolling cat memes, whoa, what is this? Oh my gosh, I have been struggling with shipping too much. Goodness, these guys captured that. That is a pain point I need to solve. Where can I go to solve this? They have a link. Let me click the link. Bang, I'm a lead. Let me jump on a call, because we connected with the problem. And so this came out of, I'm recommending this because you said that you currently don't have what I call performance marketing content. You didn't use those words, but you basically don't have this kind of content built. So, but you are open to creating it. Even though you don't want to, it will go a long way and it's the right call. I completely agree, so much so, like I said, it's one of the 3 total pillars that we do when we're doing a full implementation. Is that key? If you can get there, if you can build this, great, okay? The third thing is actually producing the content. One of the key things about both of those things, branded content or ROI creatives, is simply this. We as humans buy from people. People buy from people. Okay. So even though I know it seems painful and I know it doesn't seem like it'd be comfortable, it's still worth doing if you can get over that, because when you go online and you see these sterile websites with stock footage, immediately trust is lost. Or at least there's a distance there. But if you see the founder tripping over a can like it's some skit, right, immediately barriers go down, right? Like obviously we wouldn't make jokes and make it all fun and games, but the theory holds is that we just connect more with people. The thing I like to describe or say to people is when we go online, we build online brands, we start to treat things differently than if we were to build a retail store. If you were in your store, if you were in your warehouse right now and someone walked up, you would smile at them and greet them and say hello. Most corporate websites have a picture of the building at the top. How is this any different than being in your own warehouse, right? Why not smiling faces, engaging, friendly faces that are talking about and welcoming people with some small talk, with some, hey, what brings you in today? How can I help you? Those kinds of things, rather than 25 years of sustained service through 19 recessions and blah, blah, blah. No one cares, right? They care about themselves and why they're there. So I highly recommend you produce content that makes the brand real, right? And so when you can make the brand real and humanize it, all of that can go across all your different marketing channels, your website, your social posts, your ads, your emails, blogs, all the different things, right? It can be exhausting to make all of that. Well, guess what? We have a process for doing this. Instead of having to draw this out and have your people making content every month or every week, which is what a lot of creatives advocate, is you just need to be consistent. You need to be constant, constantly make content all the time, forever and ever. We found a better way. We get it all knocked out in a weekend. We hire a crew, you sit down, we give you the questions, we've pre-planned everything. You just show up and speak, answer the questions, follow the script, whatever the case, whatever the type of shot is, we will give that to you, and we will handle all of the pre-production, the production, and the post-production, the goal of which to create for you 100 pieces fully produced. All right, that includes the copy, that includes the social captions, the hashtag strategy, and posting them to your social media for you through a social media posting tool, right? And you get all the raw materials. So a lot of video production studios will give you the finished video, but they won't give you the raw content. You have to pay extra for that. We give that to you as part of this because we're making you 100 pieces, but what we found is if you do it the right way, the way we're describing with ROI Creatives, the content we'll give you will be way more than 1,000 posts worth. We're just making you the first 100, right? You will have thousands of posts because you can repurpose it and repurpose it and repurpose it. We are still in my e-commerce brand using content we shot from a video shoot 8 years ago. We're still using that same content, right? So when this is done right, the way we do it, you can use this exact content for the life of your business for years to come, okay? So you arrive in the studio, do a fully branded shoot. We develop the branded and performance creative needed for your entire digital footprint. So just imagine your website, this is your About Us page, your home page, your blog posts, everything, paid digital advertising, emails, blog posts, but also we strip the audio and make you some podcasts, right? We get you brochures, your sales documents. You can use these images. They're going to be high quality. All this is 4K resolution stuff. So you'll be able to print it for billboards if you want to, for posters in your warehouse, in your office marketing, communications, your signage, all of it, right? A lot of people don't think of that. That's why we are a marketing agency building you your creative, so that way everything is cohesive. And we think about all the different ways you can market. And we've 80-20'd this thing so that you have 1 3-day weekend or a weekend session, and you get all of that done, and we will produce it for you and send it to you that way. And this is important because you said you don't want to be on camera. So can you imagine yourself for the next several years constantly having to get on the mic and make content and interview people and just get it all done once, call it done? This is the fastest possible way of getting the most content with the least amount of investment. Hence, ROI Creatives. Get the highest return on investment from your time spent on generating creatives. Okay. To give you more specifics, this is our spreadsheet that tracks the ROI Creatives, right? So this is one of the clients that we just finished. We start here with what are the end result placement's going to be. So we need copy, captions, emails, right? We need a social media posting tool, content calendar, profile photos and bios. We need product photos. This is for an e-commerce brand. We need product pages, all the different pages on the site. We look at blog posts, and the podcast, right, with an Anchor account. We'll set all this stuff up for you. What marketing agency is going to do all this stuff for you? Usually social media agency, everything I'm describing, social media agency, then you need a marketing agency, then you need a video production agency. We do it all in-house, right? So this is the end result, and what that blows out into is all the different categories. This is the 100 creatives that we make that will fit into all those different slots, the bios, the pages, right, which leads to, and we work our way backward. If we know we need to get these 100, how easy is it for us to create a script for you to make sure you get the fastest possible production day? We already know what we need to make. We get in, we get the shot, and we move on. You don't have to spend weeks making content. It's just a couple days and it's done. Okay. So back to it. And once we finish producing the content, now the content's been made, it's important to focus on distributing it. There's no point if I just hand you a hard drive filled with all the content and all these assets, or spreadsheets with all these different tools, or a social media scheduling tool that has all these posts. There's no point in it unless you actually put it out there, and we help with that as well. Content amplification. We take those 100 pieces of creative and we actually plug them into and resize them for all the different platforms. Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, your website, all the things I listed before, right? We will pair these with copy, so you don't need to worry about your captions and those kinds of things. We will get you finished posts. So we're not just a video studio that makes you a bunch of videos, or a photo studio that makes you a bunch of photos. No, we also write the captions and then go into the platforms and make them into a post, right? Make them into an email, make them into a blog post, set them up as a podcast, okay? And these will be scheduled so that you can publish them automatically for those platforms that allow us to post automatically. This is, you're talking your Facebook, some Instagram. The only one that doesn't is TikTok, but that it's easy. It'll send you a notification. Somebody just wakes up and uploads it. It's very quick. Your emails, blog post, website. I've said it again. I can't say it enough, but all of your digital footprint, we will be the architects and construct it for you. Okay. Now,